welcome to the Swift Half, your weekly session of chat from the UKOCR and adventure running scene. Each week, pub landlord Alan and our favourite regular Ian discuss races, runners and anything else that comes to mind. So pull up a pew, pour yourself a drink and join us for the Swift Half.
And this week, listeners, I have got no Ian. Don't know where Ian's gone. He's got another day. So, Martin Gebel, welcome back to my pub. How are you?
Evening. I'm absolutely fine. It's grand to be here. You know, it's just seem to be cropping up all over the place at the moment.
You're everywhere. You're everywhere. But, I mean, we're going to talk about something a bit later on. Well, we'll just quickly touch on it. Tough Mudder Scotland's been announced, but we're going to come to it in a minute. But we planned this well before it was announced today. Are we psychic or what? What are we? Are we psychic or is it just pure luck?
I'd have to get my crystal ball out and check if we're psychic. I mean, if you can't be lucky, be good. And I've never been accused of being good, so let's go with lucky, mate. I'm fine with that.
Oh, it's amazing. Ian messaged me today because I know Ian's away. He's over in somewhere sunny, getting out of this rain. And he messaged me and he went, "How good is it that you've got Martin coming on to the podcast when the news has just come out?" And I was like, "Mate, it's like the timing's absolutely perfect." And he was like, "Yep, you're quite right, it is."
It really couldn't have been better, could it? Absolutely.
No. And I've dragged you away from work. You've just literally just finished work to come and join me?
Yeah, 7 o'clock. It's just a short run down the motorway for me, about 20-25 minutes. But I never leave on time. If ever I'll tell you, I'm absolutely rubbish at leaving on time, mate. So yeah, no, brilliant. I don't care. Just quick dash into the pub. Absolutely perfect, mate.
Awesome. And what are you drinking then? What have you got today?
I am. Even though it's a school night, I'm at work tomorrow. I have a Guinness West Indian Porter, which is you can't see light through it. It's impressive. But as I was pouring it and thinking, I didn't check the strength. It's all right. It's 6%.
It's all right. It's 6%.
6%. Oh God.
I went out last Saturday to my local pub. I guess shout out to my local. My local pub is in Barnsley. It's called Heaven and Ale. It's a really tiny, one of these little tap bars where they've got lots of beers on, lots of different beers on every day of the week and that, but only about 50, 60 seats at maximum. So it's always busy. And I went in there the other day and they always have, I like my pale ales. Yeah. They have a pale ale and they also have an Indian pale ale on. Always two of them. I go between either one. I'm going to try. And I went with the pale ale and it didn't taste nice. It just wasn't for me, this pale ale they've got. So then I went on to the Indian pale ale and it was beautiful. It was fruity, it was floral, it went down quite smooth, and it was 6.2%. Yes, I'm not normally a drinker of 6.2. That's why I've gone with the pale to start with. And I think after about 5 of them, I had to come on, but I could have stopped there all night. I was in that frame of mind of like, oh God, you can just stop here and just drink. And it was not good. And it's not good because, as listeners know, I'm running this weekend.
Yeah, so, yeah, absolutely. But it's you're tapering. It's
I'm tapering. Oh gosh, I'm actually dead. I'm going to put a link out for people, but I'm doing my first 100-mile event this weekend.
Yep.
I'll tell you a little story now. I was out running yesterday with my 2 running buddies, Rob and Jamie, and we got back. We finished running and we went back to local pub. Funny enough, I actually had Coke at the pub when we got back because we used their car park to start. It's always good to go back there. And we go to the pub, got a little Coke, and we start talking about the 100-miler and that. And then Jamie pipes up, "I've done my will." He's done a will, a brand new will, and he's upped his life insurance based on this 100-miler.
That doesn't look too suspicious, mate. Let's face it. I mean, if that goes to a court, if something happens, just a week before he decides to redo his will and up his life insurance, he's living in Portugal. He's canoed there. We're having a laugh.
He's going to vanish into
the sea.
He's going to, what was that guy who did the canoe? We went out on the canoe or something like that.
And was there not a Tory minister wandered out into the sea and pretended he died, that kind of stuff? Yeah, mate, if he vanishes on Sunday, telling you.
I know, but he has made me think, though, I should not be worried at doing 100 miles. I mean, I've not been worried at all, but it does make me think last 2 nights now.
Well, no, I wouldn't be worried about that. I'd be worried about the court case on Monday when he frames you for murder. I'll visit you and Rob. It's fine, mate. I'll bring you Eccles cakes in prison. That's it. When did you last see your friend alive? But speaking of Coke, what are you drinking, mate?
Oh, I'm actually drinking. I'm doing an Ian tonight. I am on AF. I know. It's a brew dog. It's the Punk IPA. It's the AF though version though. Like you say, I'm tapering. I've got to. This is last minute tapering. I have sort of come off it I've come off it virtually all month. I've been really low on the alcohol intake, and I've tend to be weekends rather than anything else. So school nights. Next week we'll be back on the beer for definite. If I'm still alive to tell the story, and I'm not in Portugal or locked up in some prison.
Heading for Wentworth. It's Wentworth near you, isn't it? Wakefield, Wentworth.
Yeah.
Monster House. Yeah.
How do you know all the prisons near me?
So anyway, what's first on the list?
While we move on, a quick segue into volunteers.
In prisons. No, sorry, carry on.
I've got to first of all, I'm going to give a couple of shout outs because there are some racers that are looking for volunteers. One's in your neck of the woods.
Beach Ballistic.
Correct! You've got that in one. Beach Ballistic. Beach Ballistic are looking for volunteers. Norman up there. Sunday build started this week as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yep. And I volunteered there last year. I cannot recommend it enough. It's that quick. I really can't. It was great. Well looked after. Beautiful scenery. And it's an amazing race. Unfortunately, I can't go. I'm on shift and I can't get the time off. I'm quite gutted about that. I kind of wanted to run it this year, but not going to happen. Enjoy the sand dunes and the North Sea, but volunteer. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and see, now you've just told me you're not running it. That's my pick for who's up. Were you not going?
I know. I'm sorry. You're going to have to change it. Sorry, mate. Maybe rolling down the sand dunes like a turtle, but no. But I'd need to check it, but they had camping last year. I assume that's the same, and it's on site. So, and there's facilities up there. So, yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty decent.
And the best rope climbing the whole of OCR when you're climbing out of the sea.
On a hail baler. And for people who don't know, it's one of those big forklift sort of manatee kind of things that lifts hay bales that they drive out into the sea with a rope attached to the tines, and you have to climb out the water just as if things weren't bad enough.
Crazy. And you know what I love about Beach Ballistic is that you get to see Yogi and Cindy.
Amazing.
The two
absolutely amazing.
That belong to Norman.
Yeah, spoke with them last year. Fuzz therapy. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, gorgeous dogs. Love Newfoundland. My in-laws. Yeah, my in-laws used to have a Newfoundland. So Max was his name. Gorgeous dogs. Absolutely gorgeous. But you can't swim with them because you keep trying to drag you out of the water.
I do believe that Yogi is actually trained to jump from helicopters and rescue people in the water as well as a pet.
Yeah. They're incredible when you see them, and they're big dogs. They're not. They're like small bears. They're incredible animals, beautiful animals. But what's the other race?
And the other one is Diablo. So Diablo, I do believe it's on the 9th of September. Down in the Midlands, near Grantham. They've started shouting out for volunteers early. We had them on the show. We had Julie on the show the other week, telling us all about it. They're now looking for volunteers. I don't know if you can run and race. I don't know if you can volunteer and race on the day. I know there was talking about it. But it might be worth checking out if that's what you want to do. I know a lot of people like to do that.
Doesn't matter. Go support, volunteer. It's the lifeblood of OCR. I'm sure they'll sort you right, whether it's on the day or next year. It's an investment at the end of the day.
I'm going to go down, and I'm thinking I'm just going to. I've got a ticket, so I'm going to run in the morning, and then once I've done my run, I'm just going to volunteer. I think just say, where do you want me? Where would you like me to go? Not for nothing in return. Just go and volunteer and just help out. I like doing that sometimes.
I did that in MacTuff one year. God, that's 6.2. So yeah, absolutely. Once you're changed and you're kicking about, might as well just help out at the finish line. There's no massive commitment on you. Go do it. Absolutely.
That's what's good about Tough Mudder, isn't it? You can do morning shifts or afternoon shifts when you want to
Yep.
volunteer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always a wee bit wary of doing the afternoon shift in case I have a bit of an off on, running in the morning. Because it's so variable as anyone that's run with me, it's utterly random whether what sort of speed I come in at and how many people I help out on course. So I'd rather put myself under pressure, volunteer in the morning, and then actually have to finish before I get dragged off the course by a by a 4x4 vehicle.
Oh yeah. And I believe that there's a post gone out as we've just gone live now, as we just start recording, that Mud Monsters at this time next week are going to announce breaking news. So Mud Monsters down south, I've just seen that pop up.
Nice.
Hopefully they're going to be back. I think they were ranked as one of the muddiest OCRs back in 2020, I think.
Well, you couldn't call yourself Mud Monster and not be, could you?
No.
Sandpaper Monster doesn't have the same ring to it.
You used to actually have a monster going round the woods. No, seriously. He was dressed in one of those ghillie suits. He was dressed in a ghillie suit, and he would hide and then just jump out on you. And
brilliant,
like that.
Looking like Swamp Thing. Amazing.
Yeah, it was really, really good fun. It was amazing fun. Good talk about events and that. Red Warrior popped up on my screen this week. I know I'm jumping ahead on the notes. But an event in Wales.
Yeah, absolutely, and actually in Wales, not like Tough Mudder Wales, not like Spartan Wales.
Yeah, actually in Wales.
So
I
South Wales.
I googled it to check it.
Me and all. I thought, is it really? Is which side of the marches is it on? Pembury. Am I saying that right? I think that's what it is.
You are, yeah. It looks like when I looked on Google, it's down the south coast, not far from Cardiff, a little bit inland from Cardiff.
Yeah.
In Wales inland, not just like inland, but Wales inland.
Wales inland. Yeah, absolutely. Now that's great because southwest wise, not just Wales, but southwest of England. What have you actually got outside of, Colonel Killer down in Cornwall and Tough Mudder Spartan, sort of hybrid.
Yeah,
so
we've got Ruled Rampage down there.
That's right. Yeah, I was trying to remember the other one. Thank you for saving me. But yeah, actually Wales, and it's decent distances: 5K, 10K, 10-miler.
Canicross as well.
And Canicross, I would love to do Canicross, but two things: one, the retired athlete that will not run dash. No, absolutely not. He'll run in short distances, 100 meters maybe. But God forbid he actually did do a 5K or more, because greyhounds can do 35 mile an hour when they wanted. I'd be cut in half, dragged along. No, you're fine, thanks. I need to get a new dog before I do Canicross. I'd love to do Canicross though. I can't see you doing it with a bulldog.
No, I can't do it. No. My new bulldog might be all right. Margot would probably. I have him because she thinks she is an athlete and that. What dog would you, if you could choose any dog, Martin? It's because it's been on my mind. This, if you could get any dog to run with, what would you choose? What would be your dog? Instinctively,
a Jack Russell. We used to have a Jack Russell. I just love Jack Russells, or a Border Terrier or something like that. With a little bit of a longer leash, so it's not going to pull you over. Smaller, probably, but there's all sorts. But me personally, I'd love to do it with a wee terrier, wee Border Terrier, or a Jack Russell.
Oh yeah, I've always thought of something a little bit bigger. I've never really thought of like going that small, because I've been thinking, can they really run that far? But Jack Russells run forever, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got friends who do Canicross, funnily enough, and they've got bull lurchers, sort of long dogs, so sort of sighthound crosses, whippet greyhound type thing. But a lot of people just use retrievers or so Vizslas and things like that. Sort of dogs that are designed for running, carriage dogs, Dalmatians, things like that. But yeah. But no, Jack Russell for me. You can just pick him up at the end of the race.
Well, it's funny you should say Dalmatian, because that was the dog I was actually thinking about. If I was going to get a dog to run, I would think I would potentially look at the Dalmatian, because that's what was it carriages that were designed to run alongside back in the day? Yeah, protecting the rich, isn't it? South France might be a wee bit wrong on that. The wife, when she hears this, she doesn't listen. What am I talking about? Well, I was also thinking, as you're going up the hills, they're that big a dog that you just give that little bit of extra help going up as well. Tow dog. I've often used that. Is it fetch me the tow dog? When we're going hill walking with dogs. Not with Dash. No. No, Dash. I took him 10 miles up the hills once. 3 days he didn't speak to me. Genuinely, wouldn't even look me in the eye.
Our other greyhound rider at the time loved it. Had the best day of her life. Thought it was brilliant. You could tell that by the way we got back to the car. Old mopey Eeyore here. Nah, wouldn't even look at me, mate.
You know, one of the things I like about this event, though, with the canicross side of it, if you want to go and run 10 miles of canicross, so if you've got a dog that runs 10 miles of canicross, it's 40 quid.
Yeah.
40 quid for both of you. But the part I like about it, not only do you get a medal, but your dog gets a medal as well.
Dog gets a medal. Absolutely. You know, totally. That's what annoys me about horse racing. They get a wee pat and a wee bowl of water at the end of the Grand National. Where's their medal? You know, but absolutely.
Is your medal. But don't they get like a rosette though? So no, I know show jumping they go. Don't they get a rosette in horse racing?
Rosette. Who wants a rosette when you can have a medal, mate? Absolutely. Give it to the dog.
Rosette gets put on fridge, medal gets put on a hanger. Yeah,
that's
medals for horse races.
That's it. So technically you get 2 medals, one for you, one for the dog. Perfect.
Love it. And they do individual races. I mean, it doesn't say what the adventure part is because it says MT Adventure.
Doesn't explain it.
No. So it's in October 8th. If anyone's down that way, it is up and let us know a little bit about it.
Yeah. And, you know, 35 quid for a 5K? It's not bad.
No. £35 5K, 40 quid for 10K and 10 miles. I think for extra fiver, I'd be going for 10K personally.
Yeah, absolutely. And that includes your T-shirt and medal.
Yeah.
So,
which is absolutely amazing. So is that the same for an individual? Yeah, exactly the same for individuals as well. So whether your dog runs with you or not, it's the same price. Like it.
Yeah.
I like
that. Yeah. Nip down to your local cat and dog home, borrow a dog.
I know.
Get an extra medal.
There's something else been going off in Wales, hasn't there?
There certainly has. In the appropriately named Wrexham. Wrexham, it damn near killed them. Have you seen this?
This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Tell our listeners more about it, because I can't believe it.
So I very quickly, I thought, you know, it's what, 102 Ironman triathlons. And he finished his 106. Now, this is consecutive. 102 in 102 days. Now, I thought, what? Took him 14 hours, 15 minutes for his last one. I did not realize how long an Ironman triathlon, in my naivety. A 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer bike ride, and a 42.2, don't forget the 0.2, kilometer run. Now, bad enough, but he's done 102 of them. A total of 23,500-ish kilometers. No, absolutely nuts. And he's not stopping. He's done that thing, you know, when you're doing an endurance run, you go, I've got time for another 5K. I've done 102. You know what? I've got time for another 11-mile run. You know, nuts. Absolutely nuts. You've seen the photos of him? He looks like Tom Hanks out of Forrest Gump.
But in fair play, he did look like Tom Hanks before he started running. So we are talking about Sean Conway.
Yes.
We best mention his name out there. It's Sean Conway. He is known for his ultra endurance running things. But
this is nuts.
Seriously,
there's endurance running, and then there's, you know what? I'm going to trample all over a world record, and then I'm going to make it impossible by just carrying on.
See, I was thinking, you know, these people who have tattoos done, of like when they've done one Ironman, they'll have a tattoo done. You think he's got a tattoo, and then every day he gets just one little stick. So he's got loads of 5-bar gates underneath him.
That would be amazing. I did park run for the first time since 2019 on Saturday there, and there was a couple of guys with Ironman tattoos, funnily enough. And you just think, you know, it's that little sort of MI symbol kind of thing, isn't it? You know, so you're just going to have 102 MMMMMMMMs. It's like someone sat on your keyboard while you were on Word. But yeah, bars. That makes more sense. Little tick marks, little tallies.
Yeah, little tallies. Every day he goes to a tattoo artist. Put us another line on that, then, please.
He'd probably as well going and getting a piercing, but instead getting one of these little counters implanted under his skin. And he can just click it every time, you know?
A built-in abacus.
Yeah, that's... Oh, dear God. Sorry, Sean.
A little string.
I don't want to know where the abacus goes.
What's the notch things? Have you seen the notch bracelets that you can buy?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
It's got 102 notch
bracelets. Halfway up his elbow. What the hell?
Oh, but what amazing. And he's still going. I mean, Sean Conway, take my hat off to you, sir. anyone who's done one Ironman knows how hard they are, and doing them in 14 hours as well. I mean,
Mate, I was sweating just doing the prep for this. Never mind doing an Ironman. Converting the kilometers to miles. Nah,
he's not getting his 10 hours sleep, is he?
No, it's just, well, I suppose, he's doing them in 14 hours and 15 minutes. So you do, that's just crazy. He's got 10 hours, including his cool down, including any fizz that he needs to get in, any repairs and tape. I mean, what's he surviving on? 5-6 hours sleep, tops?
Gotta be, auntie. I wonder how many pair of shoes he's gone through.
I wonder if he does that thing, people, sorry Solomon if you're listening, when you do like 2 Tough Mudders, you tear them and you get them back under warranty. As he contacted Brooks, does he get like a different brand every 3 races? He goes, these worn out, I've only done 2 triathlons.
I've only done 3 runs in these and they've gone.
They're knackered. I will send you a new pair, sir. Yeah.
It would be interesting, like, I'd love to get him on the podcast to ask him some of the questions, like, how many punches did he have?
What happens if he has a puncture?
What happens? Is it like Tour de France? Quickly jump off, someone's at the back passes it on, or
does he have a support team? What's and how saddle sore is he? Dear God,
extremely.
I'd want a Parker Knoll, not a seat. I'd want a big armchair on my bike if I was doing those distances.
And as we touched on, he's doing it in Wales. It's not the flattest place to do it, is it?
No.
If I was going to do it, I'd be in the Midlands. I'd be in Coventry, which is flat as a pancake.
Yep.
The only hills you're going to get are speed bumps. That's where I'd be doing it. Not down in Wales, where we all know it's hilly. Even along the coast, it's hilly.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, you've got. I know I'm digressing a little bit. We've mentioned Tough Mudder. That's northwest coming up later on. It's not exactly a flat course. That's North Wales. It's not far from Wrexham. It's not flat. You're absolutely right. So go and do it in bloody Norfolk.
Yeah, do it. Go to Norfolk next time, Sean.
Holland, away Eindhoven, for God's sakes.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway.
We digress slightly. But talking about him, I did see him at the National Running Show once, and this is a good segue as well. I just thought of that. I'm doing an Ian now, thinking on the run. Good segue. National Running Show tickets went on sale this week.
Yeah,
which is
I'll probably never
spot
go.
on. It must be a right drive for you, because they do 2 national running shows, don't they? They do one down London way, and then this one in Birmingham. Birmingham's the big one.
Yeah.
Have you ever been down to it?
No, I mean, I've been to Birmingham. I've been to the NEC for car shows and things like that. But it's not that far. I mean, 5 and a bit hours. It's not. We remember, we think differently in the north, mate, and I mean the north. It's not like soft Londoners that go Watford Gap. Oh my God, that's 2 hours away. That's a different country. It's a time zone. I wouldn't do that. 5 hours. Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Yeah, knock it on the head in a day, mate. Absolutely. So yeah, it's not that far. It's just, I don't know. I can't think of anything worse than a big unit like myself wandering round looking for a burger at the or a kebab at the running show. I'm wondering where my pint of West Indian porter is, next to all these racing snakes that look like they've been dragged out of a pack of super noodles. I don't know. Nah, I'll be honest, it's not for me, mate. But go support running, whatever you do. I don't know.
It's not really actually like that. It's not just. It is full of runners. Don't get me wrong, but it's full of runners of all abilities, and more so, I would say, the average runner. So not necessarily your really competitive runners, but your ones who are maybe, some of them who are just getting into it, and that. I like going. I like listening to some of the speakers that are on there, especially some of the ones that are not super well known. So I think one year they got Roger Black on there. I didn't go to him. I went and listened to someone else on one of the smaller stands, someone who was less well known, and that. And not only that, but you get to test so many gels. I once took Harley was only 14 at the time, so no, he was 13 at the time. So we'd gone down there was me, Jamie, and we took Harley down with us. And of course, they're giving free gels out, aren't they? You know, like just banging them out left, right, and centre, and free protein drinks and free flapjack and stuff like that. And Al is normally a pretty laid back kid, you know what I mean, at 12, but he was testing everything he could get his hands on. When we got back into the car on the way back home, you could not shut him up. He was on caffeine and sugar and everything else that goes in these gels. He was blabbing on for bloody ages, mate.
Brilliant. I'd best not comment. I was once described as being like a budgie on speed in a cafe after 2 Java Sumatra coffees. But there's a tale for another day. But okay, freebies. I mean, I remember Ian talking about it last time it was on the Swift Half. Go back a year, listen to the episode, and he sounded a bit disappointed. And I think if I'm going to drive 5 hours, I want to make sure that, I mean, I'm Scottish. I want freebies to start with. But yeah, okay. You know, I'd probably need to go before I judge it. You're right.
Yeah, it is good. I've got to like it. I'm just, as we're talking now, I'm actually just entering my ticket. So anyone who wants to enter, use code LAUNCH. That's LAUNCH. I think it's open until next Tuesday. So if it's on Friday, you've got plenty of time. You will get free tickets. Or it asks for a donation. I've clicked the donation. It's £2.
That's
you don't have to give a donation. And it's, like I say, it's free to get in there.
That's very good. For everyone with inside the M25, that's launch, and I'm glad you spelt it. It's not a meal in the middle of the day. Fabulous.
Yeah. For me and you, it's launch. It's like, yeah.
Shall we do launch? Sorry. Sorry, Will. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, Will.
Sorry.
I never stop laughing whenever I get you on. You make me laugh all the time.
You've brought something up there, and I know I'm so random, but when are we going to see you and Ian as guest speakers at the running show? Come on, think of it. You know, you could do a morning. You could open it, you could close it. You could do a little Swift Half thing. Come on.
I would love to be honest. I would love to do something like that. To talk about obstacle course racing at somewhere like, the National Running Show or something big like that. It would be absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if I'm honest, we're quite big enough at this point now. I know they have, well, maybe that's me. Maybe that's me just playing us down a little bit. As you know, I always say we've only got 4 listeners.
I know.
Most people know we haven't. But because I play it down, I would love to go somewhere like that, talk about OCR and high rocks and all of that stuff. And, because we don't just talk about OCR, we talk about a lot of other running things.
Mm-hmm.
But to have guests on and speak to them, I know Bad Boy Running Club do it, and they have a few guests and they interview people down there. It is good to see them, but they're massive. We're talking like, they got into it quite early doors. They're absolutely huge. They have all the money, and I do believe you've got to pay to do it. So if you want to have a show on it, I think you've got to pay for it to be down there.
I thought they would, be paying you guys to do a little half hour. Come and guest speaker, Alan Moore. Ooh, Alan Moore.
So I think maybe we should start that. Should we have a smaller podcast people on? Because it'd be good to have someone like that, wouldn't it? They have the big boys on.
Yeah.
Why don't they spread the love and have someone short on? Because they've got 4 stages. They've got 3 or 4 stages down there. Wouldn't have to be the main stage. It could be one of the little back stages.
It's like Glastonbury, isn't it? Yeah. You get some local acts you've never heard of on the short stage. Next thing you know, they're headlining 3 years later.
The big worry for me would be, though, if we gave us a little stage, maybe with 20, 30 seats in, and no one came and sat there while we did our show.
Mate, there's no one listening right now.
This is what I mean about you making your one-liners make me laugh all the time. No one's listening to this now.
But then, if I can segue slightly to, sort of promoting the show, the British Podcast Awards. So I know it's not in the notes. But folks, if you're listening and you're international, because I know we do have some international listeners, you don't have to be based in Britain. You can be in America. It's just the British Podcast Awards. Google it and vote for UKOCR.
I think we've got it on our Facebook page, haven't we? On our Instagram. I think we might share it again, actually.
Yeah. Yep,
And a lot of
absolutely.
people have voted for us, which is good.
Yeah. Yep. And it was just because I was listening to some random history podcast and they'd mentioned it, and I thought, oh, hang on a minute. What's this? I wonder. Oh, I could vote for Alan and Ian. Way!
John Soto. What history podcast were you listening to?
I listened to The Rest is History, which is I love a history podcast. So I listened to that. I listened to You're Dead to Me, which is a comedy one, kind of by one of the guys that used to be Horrible Histories. And I'm trying to remember the We Have Ways of Making You Talk. We Have Ways, which is Al Murray, and it's a Second World War history podcast, and it's brilliant, absolutely superb. But obviously, I don't listen to any other podcasts but the Swift Half and UKOCR.
Yeah, thank you. I like listening to different podcasts. I listen to them for tips for our show, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But I listen to podcasts and then I think, oh, what can I take from that podcast? Where can we put in our show? And that's where we've started with some of the partnerships and with you coming on and doing your little bit on the front of the podcast with us and telling us like, our little, where do we sit in the podcast world?
I must record more of them. I'm a wee bit behind.
Yeah, I love all stuff like that. It brightens things up, doesn't it? And we'll not go that. We'll not go all the way down. But yeah, back to the running show. Dates. I was just going to tell people when it was, and I've actually lost it on my screen. So it's Saturday and Sunday, the 20th and the 21st of January. It's always in January, so you've always got your Christmas money to spend that Grandma and Grandpa gave it you, and you can use it then.
When's High Rocks Manchester? That's January, isn't it?
Oh, that's a very, very good point.
So, sorry, that just came to my head. 27th of January rings a bell. Let me just check that. I'm sure it's the end of January. Yeah, so there you go. Be inspired, go to the run show, and then 27th of January, High Rocks Manchester.
Yeah, that's a close call, that, isn't it?
Ooh, it's a really close call.
Yeah, it's had me worried then.
But then, you know, if you're going to pick up free gels, save them.
Just save them for High Rocks. That's the classic. I like that. That's one of the best. Save them for High Rocks.
No, I'm abstaining. I'm tapering until next weekend. Still at
Ian not being on, we've got no High Rocks news this week, because I don't know what High Rocks news has come out. Ian's my High Rocks and that, and Decker fan and everything else.
One second. There is. I'm sure he put something on. Oh, bear with me. This is awesome. It's terrible.
While you're looking for that, I'm just going to have a quick shout out to Josie Lloyd, who went over to the Savage race over in the States this weekend. She's part of Obstacle Dominators, so went over in the States this weekend with a few other people, and she finished third in the elite race, which I think is absolutely brilliant that we've got people from the UK going over there. I want to see some Americans coming over here to our races soon.
Yep, absolutely, and not just ETM, not just coming over for Europe's toughest mudder. I know we shouldn't use contractions, acronyms. The thing I found was obviously he's released the High Rocks UK HQ chat with Eddie and Amber for High Rocks. Just a wee plug. If you're a patron member, you get it early. Remember and listen. So I found certainly that insider knowledge. So for anyone that's doing High Rocks, go and listen to some of the UK HXR stuff. It really, I can't stress enough how it inspired and helped me get along when I did the doubles. So whilst there's no news, there is a new podcast dropping. So new episode, sorry.
You see that first because you're a Patreon, so which all our patrons see all our podcasts.
Absolutely.
You get to join us on other things as well.
But yeah,
go on, sorry.
So I was just going to say, third place going over to America is pretty. I know a lot of people go, third. That's a big field for Savage Race. That's it took me a wee bit to twig when you put it in the notes. I kind of did the same. I kind of went, oh, okay, came third, and then you kind of think about it and you think, hang on a minute, that's really impressive.
You know what's more impressive is that she's gone over there. Now Savage Race is known for its tough obstacles.
Yeah,
a lot tougher than Savage. A lot tougher than you get in the UK.
Yeah.
A lot more technical. She's gone over there. She's gone up against the best. She's not got an age group. She stepped up to elite this year. She's racing quite a few of the UKOCR series races, and she's come away with third place. And we talked about Liam Mitchell last week doing exactly the same in the Spartan over there, going over to the States, running elite, getting a podium position. we need athletes like this from the UK, the best athletes in the UK, to be going out and competing against the best. If they're going over to the States, run the elite way. Show them what we've got in the UK. We have got quality athletes, so many quality athletes. And Joe's is doing it for us.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. And it's that shock factor, isn't it? It's going over, taking a podium, and vanishing again because you're not based in the USA. And it's just that must be difficult to plan against if you're thinking you're going to get a podium spot. And someone who's not, just not saying waltz it. That's quite disrespectful. It must have been tougher than hell. So so do that must be a bit of an eye opener for them. But it does lead on to quite nicely the British obstacle sports.
15K age group, British national team announced. Last week we did the 3K. Shall I go through them all again on this one? Because I think it's great to give shout outs to all these people. They all deserve it. So I'll go through them all if you don't mind.
On you go. I mean, this is a who's who. This is, a who's who of the best of the best. And we've mentioned one of them already. So yeah, crack on.
So we'll go as in goes. It goes up in age groups. So Libby Joyce, Finlay Greenleaf, Ross Jordan, Emily Spain, Josie Lloyd, Megan Tranter, Pip Rainbow, Chevrolet Pace, Connor Wickens, Zach Leveridge, Emma Kirkwood, Rachel Decker, Shelley Tompkins, Andrew Ballantyne, Darren Martin, Jake Childs, Kenny Sams, Ricky Carino, get a breath, Zach Harper, Cheryl Beach, Elizabeth Brimicum, Shyla Duhaney. I always struggle with that name. Chris Shipley from Who's Hot. He's got in there. That's a surprise. Absolutely. Chris, well done. No, it's not really a surprise. I'm only joking. Dave Peters, Gabby Noggard, Jason Morland, Leo Brimicum, Alex Arno, Louise Ferryman, Orsolia Juhez, Tamar Bartlett, Alex Young, Barry Buchanan, Chris Neal, Ian Solomon, James Burton.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Don't know who he is.
Sorry, James.
Nikki Milam, Ryan Ibbotson, Erica Poole, Sandy Powell, Edward Lambert, John Redman, John Poole, Robert Border, and Canio Casalas, Dean Johnson, Jason Wright, Philip Airy, Richard Jarvis, Anthony Mills, Tony Leary, Andrew Durans, and last but not least, John Barlow. Now, one name missing off there. Don't know why. Morgan Maxwell.
Oh, right enough. Oh, well spotted.
I didn't spot it the other day. I've only spotted it as I've just gone through them, and we went through the youngsters, and his name wasn't there. We've got Ross Jordan. I don't know. I spoke to him last week, and I know he was going to go. So maybe his name's just missed off that. I hope it has, and he's going to go because I think he's got a chance of. So this is age group, isn't it? This is the age group British nationals. So we need the elites, don't we? He'll be in the elites, won't he? That's the ones he'll be in. He'll be running elites.
God, just for a second there. Don't do that to me, mate.
I was worried then as well.
But I mean, how do you pick though? I mean, that's such an impressive list.
Without a doubt.
Really is.
Some of them they're running age groups. Some of them could be running elite as well.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I mean, this is basically Ian's predictor list, isn't it, for everything? He can...
He just chooses any of these in any order and gets them right.
That's it. Number 12.
I see gold medals. I look at them names on there, and I just see gold medals.
Absolutely. And we know. This is so embarrassing though, because I never used to be bothered, and we know that. It's famously, I mean, it was on the Swift half, and it's like, you're not so bothered about the elites, are you? No. But see just the amount of stuff that some sports now, and it's just gathered so much momentum. You can't help but be drawn into it and be interested just from the human aspects. Just absolutely. It is. It's just a list of what medal are they going to get, and absolutely, yep.
I've had a few chats with when we started the UKOCR series. It was a bit of, I'm not saying a whim. It wasn't a whim. It was something we've been wanting to do for a while. To create a league, just for people to run in. And last year was its test phase, and it went well, and that. And I didn't realise until I spoke to several people this week about how they've taken on the series and how they're picking and choosing the races, and how they've after that first year they've then decided, look, this is it. This is the future. This is This is the future of actual racing in the UK, you know, and that's where they want to go. You know, people are going. There's at least 30 people I know that are going to Beach Ballistic that wouldn't be going to Beach Ballistic.
Yep.
You know, Total Warrior. There was 20, 30 people went to Total Warrior that wasn't going to Total Warrior, because if we get 20 people going to Total Warrior in a Spartan weekend, that's a big result. 20 people giving away a Spartan to go to Total Warrior. Because Spartan is, and always has been, the OCR race series in the UK. You know, everyone wants to race at Spartan.
And there's your problem. Everyone wants to race at it. You know, you pick your races, and I mean, I don't want to belittle Spartan and Tough Mudder, but local independent races, support them. Get your booking in early. We're going to come onto this, but absolutely, totally and utterly. And obviously, I've you know, anything in Scotland, I'm gonna fly the flag for. There'll be a big saltire flying for it. But that goes for the likes of, you know, the race that shan't be mentioned, for Rude, for Colonel Killer, any of these smaller ones. This is where the grassroots starts. You know, young kids don't start playing football for Manchester United right off the bat. They play for their local teams, you know, and then they you know, unless your talent, you know, spotted, unless you're headhunted, you have to work up through the ranks. This is no different, and that's an impressive list. How you choose that list? I mean, is it like football? Do you do tic-tac-toe in a park and see whose toe touches first? You know, I don't know who. You know, nah, it's just crazy, mate. It really is. It's so incredible.
And the athletes are coming through. The young athletes are coming through. But we just need. And we'll put a bit of context. We'll actually jump notes here, because we were going to talk about Tough Mudder Scotland, but we'll talk about why we're promoting some of these little races at the moment. Because Erewash Half Marathon Triathlon, pre-COVID, attracting numbers in the thousands. Came back after COVID. First year last year, the numbers were down, massively down. And then 2 weeks before 2024's event, they've gone and cancelled both the half marathon and the triathlon. Fair play to them. They're going to give refunds to everyone who's entered. We like that. But it's the same old case. People are waiting last minute to book. Now, I've done a little bit of research. So I've gone, and I've been doing this over the last couple of months. I've been looking at the races that are offering early bird prices. So the ones you can get on. So if I went to Nuts were one of them. I looked at their early bird price, and I think it was about £45, if I remember rightly. £45. I put insurance onto that, it would cost me 50 quid. Right? I wait till last minute, and I'm looking at £70.
Makes no sense.
Why don't I book it early and put insurance on? If I don't turn up, if I don't rock up because I'm injured, or worst case scenario, the race does happen to get cancelled, my insurance is going to cover it all. I get every penny back.
And not even, you know, and if it's a decent sort of outfit with scruples, you're going to get your money back anyway. Or you're going to get a race another time, and it just gives you more time to train and bitch about how your race was cancelled. Just do it. Just book early, people. Support. You wouldn't wait if you were going to see a big concert. You wouldn't wait at the last minute. You know, I'll get tickets the week before. You know, and they're maybe not going to sell out. It's a slightly different analogy, but just book early, for God's sake. You're saving money, you're supporting it, and it gives race directors like yourself the idea of, actually, it's viable. I can do this. I can put it on. So
do it. Book it early. Pay for your insurance. Just that extra £2 insurance is peace of mind for you.
It's nothing.
It's peace of mind for the race director. Everyone. It's a no-brainer. And I've learnt this from doing the other runs that, you know, the fell runs and that I've been doing. Pay that little bit of insurance, but just in case you can't run.
For the price of a coffee.
Because I mean, we are talking about £1, even £2 maximum for a lot of these runs at early bird prices.
You pay more for booking fees for concerts. You know, 10% booking fee just to go and see some, you know, some dead end band that's going to be gone in 10 years' time. Pay a couple of quid insurance, for God's sakes. You know, absolutely.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Book early, pay your insurance. That's what I'm going to do now. And all the races I'm planning on doing for next year, I'm taking early bird now, booking my insurance. I've got my year planned out. If I get injured, I just claim. Everything's claimable back, which is what I want. You know what I mean? It's you never know. You do get injuries. We all get injuries as runners. But
of course.
I'm getting it all back, and I'm going to be saving quids in the long run. So which is absolutely the way to go forward. Let's talk Tough Mudder now, because we asked you to come on. This wasn't planned. You said to me when I messaged you to do last week about coming on, you were, no, absolutely fine. And then on Monday, you messaged me and said, There might be
Nope.
some news.
No, no, absolutely not. No.
No tips. What you said, but there might be some news. And then today we find out the big announcement: Tough Mudder Scotland.
Yep. Tough Mudder Scotland. The guys and girls on the and non-gender specific people don't cancel us on the working group that got Tough Mudder up and running in Scotland this year with Après Mud, which was amazing. Gutted I couldn't have done the Sunday because we're at something far more important. We're at a wedding of Kim and Alan. Hi, Kim and Alan. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Tough Mudder Scotland, June the 15th. June the 15th. What do you notice?
Yeah.
Where's the 16th?
Yes.
Hang on. One day.
One day.
One day.
That's a shock. But
is
it a
it?
shock?
Because
yeah, I'm thinking here, let's make it party atmosphere. I'm thinking they're going to do 1 day, massive party atmosphere. Everyone rocks up, does the day, after party. I mean, doesn't mean this after party's not been announced, I don't think yet, has it?
No.
But I'm thinking this could be the way. 1 day up in Scotland.
Yeah. Yep. And, I mean, you just probably need to look at the numbers. I wish I had access to that, but probably the lesser amount that you get on a Sunday with fewer runners, then cram them all in on the Saturday. It's harder and harder to get volunteers on a Sunday, and we all know that. And it's not just Tough Mudder that's affected. If you've got a 2-day race, people don't volunteer on this Sunday, not really. So they've got a lot of expenditure, and I mean it's been done before. You can always put on a Sunday. All the stuff's there. They're up there anyway. It just means that the takedown's going to be a day later. But it's not even a day later. They start on the Sunday night. So yeah, absolutely. But then it rears its head of, what about Spartan? Because they're doing that at the Southwest. Tough Mudder one on the Saturday, Spartan on the Sunday. Absolutely. Yeah. And then the weekend after, wasn't it? After Europe's Toughest was Spartan.
Yeah.
So
the week after.
There's options. I'm not party to any information. This isn't some weird, sort of teasing you with anything. I am speculating on the show, but that makes perfect sense. And again, back to the bad analogy about bands, sort of larger groups that book stadium tours. They'll book a Saturday, and then when that gets sold out, they'll suddenly go, "Oh my God, what a surprise! We're going to do an extra date." It's got that benefit of, if they sell it on the Saturday, they're not losing anything, rather than a small amount on the Sunday. You're better just smashing it and creating an amazing party atmosphere. They did it this year. They'll do it again next year.
So are we going to suggest to our listeners that if they're going to go up there, up to Scotland, or anyone from Scotland's going to come down into the middle of Scotland to do it, wherever you're going to travel from, to book your accommodation right here, right now, this weekend, before, or not before, just in case people from Spartan need to book their accommodation as well. So get it booked early, Tough Mudder onks.
And in case they open up another date on the Sunday, get it booked. Stay over on the Saturday. You don't need to stay over on the Sunday. But why wouldn't you? It's a gorgeous part of the countryside. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, underexplored part of the countryside. Actually, I go there a lot. Don't go. It's horrible. Stay away. But yeah, absolutely. Get your accommodation booked. Get it booked early. You're going to get it cheaper. Get the race booked early. It's at its best price. Absolutely. And what I'd like to see is more people from Scotland, because I'm led to believe that actually the lion's share of bookings for Tough Mudder Scotland actually comes from south of the border. So that was a wee bit of a surprise when I kind of heard that stat being bandied about, that a lot of the bookings are from down south. So that tells you just how good an event it is, that people are actually willing to travel past Birmingham to come to and be eaten by midges.
Yeah, I mean that when I saw it was, I was thinking midges myself, and I was, and I do know someone's actually put a little post on one of the pages about we're going to get eaten by midges again. Why is it? Are they up there? Because it is worse than anywhere else, isn't it? For midges, the countryside's beautiful, the event's beautiful, it's got so much going for, but bloody midges.
They're nothing in the southwest, mate. You should go further north. Just be grateful that when you come up running in November, mate.
The further north you go, the bigger.
They get more populous. The further north you go, there's more and more, because there's more moorland, more sort of small sort of trees, and a lot more lochs because that's what they need. That kind of marshland sort of flow, as we call it, flow country, is where they thrive. Absolutely where they thrive. So Dumfries and Galloway, yeah, I mean they're quite bad, but you're away up to Kinlochhew or up the west coast of Scotland and try camping in summer. Absolutely not. They're generally people's holidays that have been ruined by the midges up in the north of Scotland. People have had to retreat from their holidays to come back to civilization because of the midges.
Oh wow! I use jungle spray.
Yeah, jungle formula is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one I always use. I spray it every race.
Yeah, we have two other things that you can use. Smidge, which is a Scottish product. It's very good. It's like jungle formula, but it's more bio-friendly. Much nicer. And good old Skinsosoft by Avon. That's got a similar sort of blend. I think the newer one's not as good, but Smidge or jungle formula will see you right. Remember though, it doesn't stop them landing on you. It's just they die off when they land on you. So if you're not comfortable with dozens of midges crawling all over your face, dying in your eyeballs, maybe it's not the race for you.
I think that jungle formula though, it does stop them from. I'm not going to say they don't land on you, because they do, but they don't get as many land on you. I always find.
Yeah. It does have a kind of sort of vapor aspect that wards them off.
And that's only because where I run, there is a lot around the reservoir where I run. Sometimes, like you go through clouds of them.
Yeah.
And before I started spraying it, and I spray it this time of year especially because I find it worse this time of year. You'd run through before, and you'd be sweating, and they'd be sticking to your face. And it's an awful. But when I spray with that, I find I don't get anywhere near as many when I run through. So I still get them sticking to my face, and you have to wipe them off, but just not as many.
Yeah. Just run with someone who's tastier than you are. That's always been my philosophy.
The worst one for me is they go in my eye.
Yeah,
that's the killer when because they just seem to aim for your eyeball, don't they? It's like, oh look, eyeball, head it now, I'm on that. It's like mid-run, you got to stop there and like start playing with your eye and pulling your eye bottom down and pulling the midge out and stuff like that.
Happened to Kev on Sunday when I was running with Kev. We did a cheeky wee 25 kilometre run. It started off as a run. Let's just leave it at that. And he got whacked by a giant midgie right in his eyeball. So
guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely. We've totally digressed. Tough Mudder Scotland, well done. Absolutely brilliant to have it back. But what's your opinions, folks? Pop onto the Facebook page. Let us know what you think one day. Yeah.
I'm loving it. The other thing, I've got some news as well to tell you.
No, go on.
I've saved the best bit till I've fallen in love this week. So I bought a new car. I got a new car at the weekend.
I've been following this. What did you get?
I bought myself a BMW X3.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, not brand new, second hand. I've gone from, so people know I've had the Land Rover.
Yeah.
The Land Rover was automatic.
Yeah.
It's been an absolutely brilliant car. Can't falter. It's took me everywhere, and it's got over fields and everything. Absolutely brilliant. But it was time to get a new one, so I've gone for I'm not going to say an upgrade, but it looks nicer inside is what I'm going to say.
Less agricultural.
But it's manual. And I've gone from automatic to manual. It's so hard to go back from automatic to manual.
It's a total shift, isn't it? It's a real gear change.
It's as though I'm learning to drive all over again. It's absolutely crazy. But one of the reasons why I fall in love with it is because it's when you come into a junction. I've never had this, and you're going up an hill. Yeah, never had this in a car before with gears. Maybe it's just because I've always had old cars. But you're coming up to an hill and you come to a junction and you have to stop. You've got your clutch control, you're balancing your clutch control. Oh no, none of that. It just stops. It just leaves itself. I can just I can lift the clutch up and not even put revs on, and it will just not even budge. I'm not even having to find any biting points. I love it.
Yeah, that's the joy of manual. I've been, I've had manual Land Rovers before, and at work we had them. And if you're on a hill, they'll creep. If you take your foot off, leave them in first, and they'll just sit there. If it's the right, the right, what's the word, angle of the hill. I've absolutely lost it. It's terrible. I've lost my words. Percentage. What's that called? Help me out here. It's the percentage of the hill, the angle.
Gradient.
Yes, fine. Oh Lord.
You had memory. I'm thinking, what is it?
That's it. Yeah, if it's the right gradient, then they'll just sit. And you don't need to do anything, and it's amazing. If you do any off-road driving, then you soon learn that about manuals. You can just sit there and just wait, and then just tap your foot down, and away you go. It's brilliant. Love them.
Oh yeah.
Love a 4x4, mate.
It's also got blacked out windows. Now, I'm thinking here now, completely blacked out windows, yeah? So, when you're fishing OCR and you're getting changed in car park, I can just climb in the back now. No one can see me. I can be completely naked in the back. No one can see me. Not that anyone wants to see me.
There's an image. Thanks,
Yeah.
mate. I've got to try and get to sleep, mate. That's dear God.
Yeah. So don't come knocking on
Hang
the
on.
BMW X3.
What color is your X3?
Is it so you can avoid you or so you can come knocking?
No, is it black as well?
No, it's not black. No, it's silver.
Right, okay. It's because I'm just thinking, around your neck of the woods, you're going to get people knocking on the door trying to score drugs, for God's sake. You're going to be stopped by every policeman wondering what you're trafficking. Open up, you got any illegal black pudding in there?
Yes.
I don't know.
But haggis or something like that in the back.
That's trafficking haggis.
I have pimped it up actually this week as well a little bit because I bought some dry robe seat covers. No, I've only bought dry robe seat covers just for the front.
Yeah, I got one for Fiona, my wife's van. I love the dry robe seat cover, mate. It's brilliant, absolutely fantastic.
And I'm amazed with it. I bought it because it's a nice car. It's nicer than my Land Rover. My Land Rover was a leather interior, so you could wipe it down,
Yeah.
any mud on it. This is not. This is material. So I thought sometimes, when you've done an OCR or you've got change, you're not going to be completely clean, are you? So I bought them because they're waterproof. I can put them in the wash. They're easy to use and easy to take on and off.
Even in summer though, because of that fleecy material, you don't stick to the seat. I know it's not the 70s with vinyl seats where you got 3rd-degree burns or anything, but they're much better in summer as well. Much cooler. I love the dry robe covers, and you can just take them off and wash them. People do wash dry robe things, allegedly.
I got a deal as well because I went to a place I went to a surf shop to buy them. So I googled online and I bought them from a surf shop, not a OCR shop, it's from a surf shop.
What, in Yorkshire?
£40 each. It was actually, yeah. There was
a surf shop in Yorkshire?
We're in Filey, I think it was. There's a place in Filey, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's by the coast.
Filey's in Yorkshire.
All right.
£40 each. I thought it were a bargain, £40
That's
each.
That's really good.
Yeah, I think there's £70 on dry robe.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I'm devastated as a Scotsman, mate. I've been just under double that. I mean, it was a few years ago. That's pretty decent.
Talking about bargains, did you get some innovates this week?
I didn't. They were a narrow fit. I've got really broad feet, mate. I'm like Sasquatch. I was so tempted, but I saw they were a slightly narrower fit, and I thought I'm just not going to be comfortable. I have a lot of issues.
They are narrow. They have come. They're actually a little bit wider than I thought there was going to be.
I saw that, and I thought, oh bugger, I should have got a spare.
Yeah, they're not wide fitting though. I've got to admit, they are not fine. I call them like precision fitting. I would call them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On the Innovate website, they do 1 to 5. Obviously, 1 being the narrowest, 5 being the widest.
Broadest,
and when I saw 1, I was thinking, oh God, they're going to be too narrow for me. I haven't got narrow feet. I've got little bit chunky feet. But I thought I'm going to give them a go. If I only ever use them for like 5K mud runs or something like that, they'll be absolutely fine for some short fell races. But they're not as narrow as I was expecting. I've got to admit. But at £45, was it?
I know.
115, 130. I think the nuclears are 135. There's no difference between the nuclears and these ones, which are red and yellow. They're reduced to £45. They've gone back up to £115 now.
I'm not surprised. Supply and demand.
48 hours sale. I mean, absolutely bargain. So,
yeah. Nah, I did think I would take a chance on them, but with my hobby feet, I thought, there's no point.
We're going to finish in a bit of bad news, but it's a bad news that's going to be good. Last week, me and Ian talked about Mud Girl Run. About postponing their first event. They come over to the UK and they had postponed their first event. So it was a little bit gutted. We did mention, though, that the next event was going to be coming up and it was going to be at the Secret Nuclear Bunker, which, as we know, is nuclear races. Yeah. This week, they have postponed that race as well. And they have postponed their Birmingham race. So all of Mud Girl runs this year have all been postponed. I say postponed because they are bringing them back in 2024. Yeah. It's low numbers, which we touched on earlier, didn't we? We touched about signing up early. This is a case of that. However, I have spoke to Nuclear, and if you was planning on going down there for it, and you cannot go, you can still go to Wild Forest Gym on that day. It's open. I'm not free, by the way, folks. They're not changing your tickets to figure free. But if you still want your fix of mud, Wild Forest Gym is open that day. So you can head on down there. You'll get your fix of mud. If you've never been to Wild Forest Gym, I'm going to turn around and say you'll love it. It's an absolute amazing place to go and train. A lot of the top pros go and train there. I say pros, elite. A lot of top contenders, elites, whatever you want to call them. They go down and train down there. Nuclear Phoenix train out of there as one of their venues. And as we know, they're leading the UKOCR series. So it's a great place to train, great place to run. And it's fun. And I think sometimes they even have the death slide open.
And you were planning on going there anyway, so go. Yeah.
Just head on down. It's not expensive. I haven't actually looked at how much it is for Wild Forest Gym to actually go. I'm not going to look now because people can look themselves. Go and have a look, people. But I do know it's not that expensive. I think when I went down last time, I've got 15 or 16 pound in my head. It might be a bit more expensive now, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I know you said don't look, but that's just, I think I will. So, yeah. Oh, is that pounds? Oh God, they've got these weird pound signs on the website that look like euros. God, use a better font, people. Cost of the induction and the lap of the course, $27.50. That's not bad, including induction. Kids inductions are free, just need to pay $11.50. But individual and family sessions, 90-minute session, $11.50 plus booking fee. So
I think that's what I did. I did one of them family sessions. I didn't actually do a full lap of the. It was like a bit of a.
Did you know Ian's not family?
Yeah. Ian will never be family. He's a red Lancashire person. We actually fight regularly. We get dressed up. He gets in his red armour suit. I get in my white armour suit. And we go and meet after him. We'll have a fight with the swords and the shields.
I can see you in the Sealed Knot Society. Have at thee, sir.
I actually work with someone who does go to them type of
reenactments.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm not going to say how strange he is, but yeah, he's strange.
Oh, they're all strange. I know a few, mate. I know a few. It's absolutely. What have you got that halberd? Nothing to see. Move along.
Yes. And on that note, I think we'll leave it there. If you're all good with that, Martin. Have you got anything else?
I don't. I generally thought, I need to come up with something, but God, what a packed episode, mate. It's been a pleasure being on. Oh, it's been amazing.
It's been a pleasure having you on. I always like you to come in and chat to me and that. You are my backup because you make me laugh. And I said this earlier on. I laugh so much when you're on the show. You make me laugh with your one-liners and everything else. How about leaving us with a live? I'm putting you on the spot here because I've not even put this. A live where we currently sit in the podcast world.
Oh, good grief. Okay. And on that note, I thought, right, I must do something about Lancashire. You're listening to the 653rd most popular podcast for people who know the difference between Lancashire and Yorkshire, and for those who just don't care.
On that note, people, thank you for listening. You take care. We love you all, and we'll see you soon.